Ну что ж, всем привет. Мы продолжаем сегодня диско Elysium. В прошлый раз мы узнали, кто у нас возможный убийца. То есть, я так понимаю, это Руби. Вот, но нужно ее еще найти. А мы все узнали?
The lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand.
That suit of armor was issued to an Oranese citizen named Elysium. That's Ellis Kortenaer. Exact date of birth unknown. He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2. This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the East Brand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Oranese forces till he was honorably discharged in 41, just a year. Then the armor followed him to Semenine, or at least I assume it did. And that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of its other incarnations, or him even entering Revel. It's a garden tool used to press leaves into cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in this.
It is. Thank you, Alice.
None, officer. Sorry.
Even that is a small miracle. These organizations usually double-check their inventory. Thank you, Alice. Great work.
No problem, Lieutenant.
A compliment from Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Not bad.
A name. This is very good. Elysium Kortenaer.
Sometimes police work is about human dignity, about giving back names to another.
I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions? 57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Так, понятно. Нам, короче, нужно идти оружие наше искать. Время сколько? 21:34. Я так понимаю, где-то на том берегу. Вроде, если я не ошибаюсь. Ну-ка, задание посмотрим. Поспрашивайте о Руби в деревне. В рыбацкой деревне. Даже проще, не надо будет добегать. Может, старейшина что-нибудь знает. С этим понятно. Ходит по реку, сотрудница полиции. Встретитесь с ней возле старого рыбного рынка и получите обратно, пока не увидите пирс. Так, все, мы идем в сторону пирса. Что это такое? Обязательно надо обойти, да? Что ты увидел тут? Очень полезная информация. Почему она только сейчас появилась? Так, мы же правильно вроде идем, если я не ошибаюсь. Главное не заблудиться. Что тут такое? Блин. Зачем я это сделал? Там же вроде ничего не было. Что-то так темно тут. Понятно, короче, нифига тут нет больше. Так, дальше, дальше, дальше. Нам еще с теми ребятами в палатке надо поговорить. Так. Что там висит? Что-то новое? Понятно. Пирс. Где у нас там был пирс? Отверстие в бетоне.
Inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth. There's no echo. Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here. We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building. I hope not.
Чё ж мы раньше не видели этот просвет? Есть у нас новые варианты? Позвонить куда-нибудь.
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operable.
Зачем нам случайный номер? Так, где-то тут, да, был пирс вроде? Вот это же рыбный рынок у нас.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that they're...
Please tell me you're not taking that with you. A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets?
The poet could write a dozen verses and still not begin to capture the profound text. You should still take it.
Так, а чё у нас дает эта куртка интересная? Где она? А, ее нет у нас. Ну, это не оно. Это тоже не оно. А, вот она, где у нас лежит.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound. It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather it smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the time. Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground. If the crust is hard, this jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then? It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck. Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get this.
Прикольно. Ну и ладно. Посмотрим, что у нас тут больше. Ничего нет. Туда обойти нельзя, да? — 21:43 уже время. Мы, в принципе, дошли до пирса. О нем же, да, речь была. Вот чувака убрали отсюда.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab.
Что, тут больше ничего нет? Может, с Кимом поговорить, пока что время прошло?
Yes.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles. Not a fan. It's just the nature of
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs.
Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can
Позвонить
use
в
a radio
лазарет.
like Kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? 3 days ago, the RCM emergency desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the whirling. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told they, classier as we've come to suspect, didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify it. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. That's right. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I can assure you nothing like that will happen. Do you know? Because it's not part of reality.
The gesture resembles an orchestra conductor ringing so desperately mundane. You need to funk this case up. There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing. The universe is too irrational, too morally complex. You should convince him.
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. That's good. What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop can. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to Police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they say. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoil sport. Styling.
It's impossible to tell whether he's serious or joking.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I
Выполнено
ever
секретное задание, бессмысленное соревнование. Как его убить, внутренняя империя? Так, нам нужно где-то найти эту чувиху. Я так понимаю, где-то на этом пирсе. Правильно? Карта есть у нас? Где карта? Покажите мне ее. Карта на стене. А, это то, что рисунок там был, видимо. Опять классе, почему ее опять тут внесли? Ким вообще-то не там сейчас находится. Или только там можно поговорить с ними о чем-то, да? Так. Я думал, нам сейчас покажут пирс, но... А, это обнаруженные белые проверки. Проверки на белом фоне сейчас недоступны. Прикольно. Возле старого рыбного рынка и получить обратно свое табельное оружие. Ну, 22:00, то есть через 3 минуты. По игровому времени. Так, а где у нас предметы? Мне казалось, у меня был фонарик. Но, видимо, нет. Так, что, поговорим с Кимом еще раз? Что ли?
What about me? That's correct.
That makes him a binoclad. Completely uncut material, if you say so yourself.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome. That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and...
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Inset.
I can see you're disappointed. You are right to be. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of... Good. Let's change the subject.
Так. Рынок. Это же рынок, правильно я понимаю? Который нам нужен. Я очень надеюсь, что это он. Может, тут что-то появилось?
Listen to it.
Так, где нам ее найти-то? Тита. Сюда мы никуда пройти не можем, да? Что тут было, я забыл уже. А, разрисованная стена, да? Вот туда мы не можем пройти. Хотя он пытается. А, да ладно, мы можем туда пройти. А чё, я не ходил туда? Ты кто, дядя?
Nice and easy. There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arraigned. Who's there? His self-conscious enthusiasm renders his movements ungainly.
Is that the police? Why are the police?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
Maybe the water lock.
We were supposed to go back to Martinez a couple of days ago. That damn water lock is broken.
Новое задание найти Морелла. Откуда это задание взялось? Вообще никто ни слова, ничего такого не говорил, ни про какого Морелла. Это же бред.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary.
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary. We can go soon. Yes, I am.
Господи, он Морелл, ёпть. Я даже, блин, на имя его не посмотрел. Смотрю, криптозоолог.
I'm Morel, a cryptozoologist. I'm out here looking for a rare insect called the Insulindian fat.
The way he said the word, phasmid, made it sound full of mystery. This is a very special word for him indeed.
I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days.
The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed.
By woman, you mean my wife, I assume? I will read. My wife understands that just as well as anyone.
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for days.
And leave the traps? Absolute.
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon.
I'm doing this for science. So is she. Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting. On record. Yes. That's how we first came to know one another. Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now. No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule.
He's dead set on this.
Well, they may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick. Simple. Attracted by the locusts. The phasm, at least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimens. Locusts. Nearly all known phasmids are heard.
Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl.
Yes. They'll work, I assure you. The predatory hypothesis, using locusts as bait, accounts for the Yes. What? I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer.
Why not? At least it will give us the excuse to look into a
That it will. That it absolutely will. I hope you brought your good boots. Bring it to me at once.
He's not comfortable with the possibility of you claim the find, but he's lying about it.
There are 4 in total. One is to the south, on this list. Another we set in Land's End, to the north. The third is set near the canal, where you crossed. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, that's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do... Oh, it's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent.
I hope you're not buying this. It dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious like holy water.
It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research.
Right, which means you two can pack up and...
Finally.
Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions...
If it's more cryptid-related business you want, but what if the information is vital? On the hunt.
Так, где ж нам ее найти-то? Не-не-не-не-не. Что это за коробочка? Большие темные очки. Предмет, восстанавливающий здоровье. Так, а наши очки что дают? Ага. Ага.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same behind you. The ruins of a residential building loom over the reeds. They whisper amongst themselves. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but...
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down. 3 to go.
You set the apparatus back on the ground. Among them, behind you, the ruins of a resident.
Так, нам надо бы вместо того, чтобы тратить время, пойти искать чувиху с нашим инвентарем, да? Скажем так. Что там? Беседка покрыта ржавчиной. Понятно. Тут что?
Scattering bullet holes spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, 10 meters away. Other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles prime. Snowflakes fall on the wooden plank. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillade. The abundance of bullet holes leads to 2 options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has them. A cold sea wind blows.
Так, ну тут закрыто, да, наверное? Так. Ну, видимо, туда мы не пройдем. Лыжная шапка. Так, Так, чё у нас там? Лыжная шапка, да? Логика восприятия. Ну пусть будет. Так, что за тупняк? А, автосохранение, понятно. Так, все, тут больше ничего нет, я так понимаю. Или есть?
There's no way the person is here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are.
The suspect? God, I hope not. I can't see a way in, though many have tried.
Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable. But I like the spirit.
Без оценок холодно и одиноко.
Have some...
Так, ну что ж. Вот и все. Тут больше нечего смотреть. Ну, что-то у нас в заданиях, по-моему. А, проверить ловушки. 20. Ну спускайся, ты не можешь спуститься, ёп за ногу, блин. Чё тут еще есть? Пень? А, нет, это не пень.
This is the trap, Morelja. This trap is also full of panicked locusts. No sun.
Another empty trap.
Neither does.
Так, а где мы вообще? Я запутался. А, отсюда мы пришли. Так, все, что ли? Тут больше ничего нет? Окей, пойдем тогда обратно. Так, где нам эту чувиху найти? Я понять не могу. Опа.
Put your hands where I can see them. Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands.
Scavenged.
Какая-то она неадекватная.
Lights protrude from it. The flickering light show reveals.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
You shouldn't be here. Something's very wrong with her. She's completely out of control.
Failure to comply. Suspect is displaying aggression. I am the police. Don't move. Don't move. Hands on your head. Lateral vascular neck restraint. Carotid sleeper. Carotid sleeper. Critically reducing blood from passing through the neck.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that might set her off.
+1. Это мусорка. Классно.
Back up. Back up. Back up. Status unconfirmed. No. No, no. No. I thought Mr. Moran. Gareth. Aggravated assault. Man down. Officer.
There's a scenario unfolding in her head right now. It has nothing to do.
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised.
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
License and registration! License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector! Azim!
It's not a code. Just this. She's losing it. One twitch and there would be blood.
It's a goddamn police shitbag! How
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back.
officer in need of assistance! Suspect at large! Get on the ground!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but you need to lower that weapon. You're making it worse, officer.
Disturbance report. Authorized deadly force. Sector, take the shot!
Big red key. That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this.
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
Так, координацию бы нам увеличить, да?
We can't leave. A delirious civilian is pointing firearm at us. Your firearm. You need to solve this. Officer, there is no way I'm leaving it like this.
Confined quarters. Assault coming at me.
God, I almost blew her head off.
What is this? Some police issue? Police weapons? Police guns and bullets? What is this? Why did you sell me this?
Grab the gun. Right now. This might be your only.
Не забудь о пистолете навсегда был вариант. Нормально.
Why would they cheat me like this?
I need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
I don't think she actually... You're right, of course. This could have been very bad. I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, and without a gun, we could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. But then we can ask him once we get back to the world. But we have to hurry, because it's late, and they might have already gone home. But I think we are done here for now.
Please, leave the radio on.
Reflex to what? She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes.
Так, что-то может она нам еще сказать
The
полезное?
woman stands slumped. She looks cat. It's one of those things. There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Dude, she doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar.
Oh,
It's hard to say. It's been so long since she wore yours.
it's your hat.
The old woman doesn't react to your touch. You take the file of pyrrolidon and the bottle of speed as if she didn't consume them. She didn't look high. She
You're taking that.
Listen to him for once.
Thank you. I'm doing this to help you. We need to focus on the case.
Так, ну что, пойдем с Титом, теперь поговорим насчет нее. Я думал, мне придется сейчас очки тратить, чтобы прокачаться. А все вон как интересно получилось. Стоило мне уйти, попытаться, и все пошло как по маслу. А еще нам нужно в этой деревне порасспрашивать про Руби. Руди это из отбросов вроде. Тут у нас Руби. Блин, постоянно на что-то натыкаюсь. Сейчас будет прикольно, если я дойду, а Тита там уже нет. Вроде в 2 все уже прям расходятся, поэтому, я думаю, успеем. Вообще можно не бегать, можно вроде использовать быстрое перемещение. Только я ни разу его не использовал, не знаю, как это делается. Да и смысла не вижу, карта не такая уж большая. Не полгода бежать.
The Copper NATO is back.
Но уже у него фраза изменилась.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help little old ladies now?
You're local law enforcement, aren't you? Helping troubled civilians should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah. We'll send someone out. Who is? Wait. It's the pigs. God. Poor lady. Don't worry. We'll handle this.
Hey, wasn't Everett B team looking for her the other day? They said something about her.
Yeah. I think you're right, Gene. She had something to your...
Whatever you do, do not admit to these punks you lost your gun. You will suffer if you do.
Так я уже вернул его.
No? Well, what...
No. They totally said what it was. What was it? Anyone remember?
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk.
Let me know if you figure it out back there. Now, anything else we can help you with? Wanted to be a cop, you mean? Well, shit. I don't actually know. Anyone know?
No fucking clue. It's gotta be the crazy. Who'd want to be a pig?
Крутая форма, быстрые тачки, пушки в кармане. Да.
Respectable professions don't shoot kids, Cerdo. They don't beat confessions out of prisoners.
Easy there, Al. Sit down. We got one of our own to take care of. So no problem, old cop man. We take...
Sure enough, we're the real heroes on these streets.
Так. Что дальше делать? Что у нас по журналу? Проверить ловушки, да? На северо-восток. Рядом с каналом, который пересекли к юго-востоку от деревни. Ну и как раз поговорим с теми чуваками в палатке. Я думаю. Опа. Я не видел эту ловушку тут раньше. Ну, в принципе, да, где-то в этом районе я и должен был ее искать, судя по журналу.
Keeping it hidden has not been a priority. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well.
Empty as all of them. One more of these and we're done. Of course. Noted.
Что у нас там появилось? Проверить. А, ну да, логично. А последняя, я так понимаю, должна быть где-то наверху, как раз возле палатки, может быть. Так, по-моему, не сюда нам надо. Ой, а ты кто? Ты был здесь раньше? По-моему, нет. А, Джойс.
Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to appear.
Something about the way she says it makes you want to sing.
Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here.
What brings you here?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of...
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the cordelate she read. Like blood, you see. Well...
What is this? Destruction of property, hooliganism, elder abuse, and who is this?
No need. Lillian and I are getting on much better. For one, she appreciates the concept. How do I like it?
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty, the smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that... I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you...
Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull grey metal rests in...
Fortunately for you, madame. The RCA...
All right. Politics time. Real men. Real politics. Real thoughts in your head.
Oh, I'm not frightened, officer. Do you know how they discovered this place? No, they're in Celindian, Isola. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. It's a pity.
Опять долгие какие-то рассказы ни о чем.
This island's map, or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location? Of course. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for court. By love, you did.
Fast, observantly.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
Так, она нам обещала что-то рассказать, если мы ей покажем удостоверение.
Of course. Anything to help. Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend in...
Since you are sharing, man, this is also the RCM.
Then we're on the same page.
Ясно, короче, фиг найдешь тут что-нибудь нужное. Не очень мне интересно с тобой разговаривать. Мне кажется, ты нам больше ничего не сможешь сказать. О, спросим как раз у этой чувихи.
The sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person stay here? Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fish. Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes... Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Ладно. Не знаешь, ну и фиг с тобой. Так, у тебя может узнать.
The old woman still sits in her chair. The buzz of electric lights blends. There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it.
Yes, I can't really sleep anymore. Only a few hours a night. My suggestion is, don't. Don't grow any older than you already are. That's all enough. Nay, I haven't seen anyone. This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate it.
Would you now? I know how this world works. And it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Ah, I should have known. This is yet another union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know. There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now...
I see, man. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it.
Свою хижину осмотреть.
I can wash it for you.
О,
It's going to take about a half a...
No, we must run around ceaselessly.
I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day.
Well, hand it over then. And must say, I'm proud
а,
of
сразу
you.
полчаса у нас, да,
It's pretty
переметнулось?
nice
Я думал, мы
underneath
еще
all
побегаем.
that field. I hope you'll have an easier life in your hands.
Так, посмотрим, куртка теперь изменила свои свойства или нет. А, точнее, она стала одеждой. А это что нам куртка дает? Визуальный анализ, полицейская волна. Тут... Ой, фигня, конечно. А это что такое? А, фуражка. Да, потому что шапка там минус восприятию дает. Лучше в фуражке побегаем. Так, вот это наша? Или нет? Нет. Вот это, да?
It's getting late and it's snowing. Time to call it.
Good night, officer.
Так, вот, то есть вот так можно улизнуть. Типа пойду к себе, а потом взять и выйти на улицу. И тогда мы можем с Классье, да, по-моему, у нас был разговор. Ким не захотел разговаривать. Так, что тут у нас есть? Окно. Из окна видны волны моря, церковь.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulb. You'll be looking like a pansy without a chop. A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew.
Это что?
As you look at the floor,
Расшатанная половица.
It's clear the edge of the floorboard next to it looks scratched. Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. A small cylindrical object. You pull it
Опа,
out.
патрон какой-то мы нашли.
A 9mm bullet, to be exact, fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. Like the floorboard doesn't care, but maybe the washerwoman does.
Прикольно. Бриться будем?
On the table, you see a bowl of water.
Попробуем.
Like an artist
О, успех.
or a master swordsman. You use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, reducing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the bed feels tender. The air brushing it, they feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold. The water reflects back a vague image of your clean-shaven face.
Так, чё, тут еще что-то есть, да?
No mirror hangs
А,
on
это
the wall.
зеркало.
You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
Нырнуть в пучины разума, я даже не могу выбрать этот вариант. Попытаться остановить процесс формирования гримаса. Читал стихи с Томми, побрился. Блин, ну ладно, не будем пока рисковать. Что там есть? О, какой-то пиджак. Что за пиджак? Логика. А наша? Нет, не буду я пока. Пойдем поговорим с прачкой, это еще раз тогда. Если она не ушла.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up. Damn that girl.
And without anger, a long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made... She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
В прошлую пятницу ушла в понедельник.
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape millions she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanic. Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock I think. I cleaned it, like I always... No,
The truth, sire.
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So, no, she was mostly silent this time. She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cause a few lines, but this time she mostly... How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun. Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the... She isn't what you call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw... I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screech like a cat in...
It's a peninsula. She might...
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived. Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. Better for you to stay here, get a nice...
The fell electric neuron. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go. She's a good girl.
Так, чё, пойдем туда, наверх. Без Кима, правда, уже, но... Еще это автосохранение-то. Что-то сейчас произойти должно. Так, ага. Туда я не пойду. Так, пойдем сначала наверх сходим. Потом в палатку и потом уже тогда в мотель новый наш. Может, сюда? Доступно всего один раз, 3%. Как же ее открыть? Есть вообще возможность? Мне кажется, должен быть какой-то вариант все-таки. А, вот еще одна.
No locust. No phasmid either, but still. Nothing. No traces of the locust or... The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and...
Что это за свет на меня светит? А, это, видимо, маяк крутится.
Time to consult the professor, Morel and Lena. The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end. Surround...
Короче, нам теперь надо будет в танцы идти. Общаться с хозяевом ловушек. С хозяином.
Sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot. Just some urban detritus. In the distance, you can hear the breakers roar. To warm his hands before he pulled the trigger. There are no markings on the ground for a tripod. He would have had to lie on a mattress. This is simply not a good spot for a 1.2 kilometers. The salty water has corroded the ladder to nothing but two thin orange rails. In addition, there is no stable... A smoking assailant who favors Timotiri to Austria or Duhan. Cigarette butts are part of the campfire set. They're also everywhere. There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay. It's glowing in the dark night. The lights are on. Glazia must be such a good girl, you think.
То есть тут мы ничего не найдем, да, я так понимаю? Печаль, печаль. Да что ж такое? Что ж, пойдем тогда в палатку, наверное. Там монеты валяются, видимо, судя по обводке.
The shaggy girl kneels on the...
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church? Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? No. My associates? I haven't got much to say about them. Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are.
To the cops.
Me? I'm a silver bird. Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
Come on, get in! The warm stuff's getting out. Again. So, how are things going? And? What happened? Oh man, the crab man you mean? Who is he? What did you think? Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church? No matter. Is he? Yeah. Lloyd is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about it?
Человек-краб.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome. Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes. Did you see her? A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity! Dance!
And you can't just evict her?
Hell yeah!
No, Lloyd. No hammer. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can, like, make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her. We only want to get in the church and spread the lights in the dark.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, dance music. Wonderful! If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think? Excellent! Good luck, my friend. Goodbye.
Так, ну хорошо, с этими мы разобрались, с чуваками. Пойдем теперь с этой программисткой поговорим. Так, тут у нас больше ничего нет, вроде нет.
Hello again.
Угу. Я думал, может, что-то появилось в диалоге новое, но нет, так нет.
Yes, what is it? What? No, no one suspicious around.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
I don't want to make anything work. Yes, anything. Good.
Easy. When her research is done, she can move out.
What? No, I don't really need any help with the project.
She thinks about it. A glossy look.
All right. Bring me the game's offsite copy from my old workspace, if you really want to
Внешнюю копию
know. It's
игры
stored on a filament memory,
с
and I'm
моего
unable
старого
to go
места
and fetch it
работы.
myself.
Что?
It's a backup of my former employer's project, the radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio copy. The backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and...
Какая-то она неадекватная, по-моему.
Hold. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
А, вот куда-то дверь ведет.
That's her name, I believe. There's this giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. It's there. Don't worry, you can't miss the bear. It's hideous. Thanks. And here's my Balsalt multi-tool. You might need it to help lose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offside copy, then you
Откроет все что угодно. То есть можно попробовать открыть контейнер тот, запертый.
Yes? Thanks.
Так, ладно. Пойдем тогда туда. Время идет, сейчас будет 2 часа по игровому времени, и все. Никто мне не откроет уже. Так. Ну было написано, чтобы видеть в темноте, поместите фонарик в активный инвентарь. Только где фонарик мне взять? Мне казалось, что он у меня был. Мы сейчас идем в книжный магазин. Интересно, а где Ким спит? В той второй комнате, которая рядом, или нет? Так, стоп, он уезжает куда-то на своем тарантасе. Интересно, интересно. Так, нам же надо было сюда. Нет, в книжный, все. Да ладно, закрыто что ли? Прикольно. Ну что ж, тогда придется закругляться на сегодня. Понятно. Я думал, за этот день мы платили. Блин, зачем я спустился? Надо было сразу с Классье поговорить. Ага, прикольно, ее нет. Ах, куда она делась, блин?
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush. It's getting late. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one
Recorded in you. Forever. On Faraday.
No. You're spinning tapes at the discotheque. On and on it goes, for untold hours.
Behold, there are millions of them down there.
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. You can never forget this shit.
It's not possible anymore. It's stuck on loop.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. What?
For the working class. For the money, baby. For the greater good. For Revacon. Always.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
Are you sure? You could be closing the door on a brilliant and special few.
Did you hear that? He's renouncing.
Just another thoughtless vest.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry.